Yo. So what I'm going to do today is essentially I'm going to go through all of the characters who are going to be in Metaphor, and I'm going to judge them ahead of time. I have purposely been keeping away from a lot of the content that's being revealed for Metaphor so that I can be as surprised as possible when I play the game for the first time, which I'm going to because it essentially, from what I've seen, looks like the best possible midpoint between Persona and Shin Megami Tensei. So it's going to be a day one playthrough when I get my hands on it. Um, so we're going to go through all the characters. The protagonist, he looks like he's probably going to be kind of like an evolution of the Joker archetype, that kind of character that he had in Persona 5. I know he's going to be fully voiced and he's going to have his own personality in this version. Um, so I'm assuming that he's probably going to be your typical, stalwart, honorable Persona guy, maybe with a little bit of sass thrown in since people liked Joker so much. Gallica is probably going to be a Futaba type. She's going to be kind of sassy and maybe a little rude sometimes, but in a lovable way. And kind of feel like she's maybe going to be a little tsundere every once in a while. Stroll is the Ryuji character, but he's not going to have a sense of humor. He's probably going to be like a more serious, like stalwart, we must follow the rules, that kind of character. Hulkenberg looks like the kind of character who's going to appear to be kind of boyish, but is secretly going to be like a huge girly girl. I feel like she's going to have like some kind of interest in something that everybody's going to be like, what? You're into that? I never knew you would be super into, like, I don't know, crocheting or something. And there's going to be, I'm calling it now, there's going to be at least one scene where she's in like a swimsuit and everybody's going to be like, wow, you look way better in that than we thought you would. And then she's going to punch whoever said that in the face. Um, well, I know for a fact that I want him to not be Morgana or Teddy. He's being voiced by one of my favorite Japanese actors, Akio Atsuka. So here's hoping that he's actually a good character and not a boring mascot character who has a stupid sense of humor. Um, from what I've seen, I'm hoping that he's more serious and not just a goofball. Uh, this guy looks like a fucking dickhead, honestly. Lewis looks like they took Ishido and Akechi and combined them into one person. They made him hot like Akechi, but they gave him Shido's personality. So, this character, Juna, she honestly kind of looks like a combination of An and Arise. I feel like she's going to be your, like, girly girl character, the one in the party who's the most feminine, I guess. Um, and I feel like she's also going to be kind of artsy, like a few aspects of Yusuke as well. Yufa, I don't know why they haven't put her portrait. There she is, right there. She's giving me like Aegis vibes, almost like she's lived her entire life isolated on her island from the trailer I saw recently. I watched it just by chance. Um, she feels like the kind of character who's gonna be like, honestly, she's giving me like Cassia from Rogue Trader vibes, not just because of the third eye, but because they both come across as characters who have lived isolated in one place their whole lives, and they're getting exposed to all these new things in the outside world for the first time. So I have a feeling she's going to be very adorable. Um, so this Moray is essentially Igor but hot. That's yeah. Norris, he kind of is giving me like if Sojiro was a mechanic, if that makes sense. That's the vibe I feel like they're going for with this character. There we go. Okay, so Grius, I'm actually worried about Grius, honestly, because I feel like he's going to die at the start of the game. The reason I say that is because we have barely seen anything of him past the like opening portion of the game. The only times we've seen him traveling with the party is when it's just the traveler and Stroll. And based on what I've seen, he's barely been in any of the other cutscenes or story moments. So I feel like he's going to be like a guest star party member, like a crutch character in the first chapter of the game, and then he's going to die at the end of that chapter. And it's going to be like a huge plot twist, like, oh, Grius died. And yeah, so I'm worried about him. I feel like he's going to go the same way as Shinji and Akechi and all the other guest star party members who got killed. And I feel like he's going to die way sooner than he should have. Brigitte is giving me Takemi vibes. She honestly feels like a character who's going to be kind of like standoffish and kind of like brush you off, but as you get to know her more, she's going to kind of have a thing for you. Maria is adorable. She looks like essentially Nanako from Persona 4. That's what I'm getting from her. Bardoon is giving me like Zenkichi vibes, but if Zenkichi was like a medieval knight, so I think he's going to be kind of like a cool, like goofy dad, you know? Alonzo, uh, he's honestly giving me the vibes of like that one character in an RPG that does bad things, but they're so useful that you kind of like keep them around because you have to. I feel like he's gonna do some questionable stuff, but we're not gonna kick him out because we need him. Forden looks like a dickhead based on what I've seen. He seems like he's gonna be like one of those religious fanatic nut job villains, and he's probably gonna die before the finale, and Lewis is gonna become the main antagonist. But Forden is going to be like set up as, oh, he's the big bad, and Lewis is like the secondary antagonist, and Forden's going to die in like the second to last dungeon, and then Lewis is going to do something crazy and get a bunch of like supernatural power, and Lewis is going to be the final boss. This guy looks like a dickhead. I know he's going to be like the announcer, so I'm getting like Heimdall, but Heimdall from Record of Ragnarok. If you guys have seen that in Record of Ragnarok, Heimdall is essentially the announcer for the fights between the Einherjar and the gods. That's the vibe this character is giving me. Katharina, based on what I've seen, she seems like she's going to be kind of like your tomboyish character, like another one of those tomboyish characters. She's honestly making me think like Chie, if Chie was a bunny girl, you know. This guy looks like a dickhead. He looks like if somebody de-aged Kamoshida, like made him a teenager. Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting. This guy, I mean, I like his style, but he's giving me the vibes of like Yusuke if Yusuke was like a villain, you know. Um, this guy is giving me Adachi vibes. I don't know why. I'm just getting the like twisted psychopath vibes from him for no reason. I told you guys I'm judging these characters barely knowing anything about them. This guy looks like a dick. I feel like he's gonna be like what's his name? The EYE. But if EYE was evil, if the gun store owner from P5 was a villain, that's the vibe that I'm getting from this guy. Lena, she's cute. I mean, I don't know. I'm getting kind of like a Monokuma vibe for some reason. I don't know. That one, I'm at a loss with that one. This guy looks like a dick. I think he's gonna be a dick. This guy kind of looks like a pretty boy who's using like his appearance to fool people into making them think that he's like nicer than he actually is. Um, and then this guy straight up looks like uh, what's the name of the mob boss from P5? Kanashiro? Yeah, he looks like Kanashiro. So I feel like he's gonna be a Kanashiro character, like some kind of greedy dickhead. I'm getting nothing from this guy. This guy is literally giving me nothing. I don't. Maybe it's just because the picture is so bad. I don't know. This guy is also giving me nothing, probably because he's wearing a helmet. But yeah, and I think that's everybody that they've revealed so far. Yeah, the main cast, supporting cast, and then all these. Yeah, I think that's everybody for now. All right. See ya.